Colonel William Ludlow leaves the Army and relocates to a distant area of Montana because he is tired of the betrayals the U.S. government committed against the Native Americans. He establishes a ranch and rears his family with the help of one Stab, a fellow Cree. They are accompanied by hired laborer and ex-outlaw Decker, his Cree wife Pet, and their daughter Isabel too. William has 3 sons. The oldest, Alfred, is careful and responsible. The middle son, Tristan, is wild and knowledgeable about Native American traditions, and the youngest, Samuel, is bright and aspirational but naive and is constantly being looked after by his siblings. William's wife Isabel moves to the East Coast since she cannot handle the harsh winters there. Years later, Samuel returns from Harvard University with his fiancée, Susanna. She was introduced to her would-be father-in-law and brothers-in-law. Alfred seems to be fascinated by her beauty the first time she saw her. Susanna finds Tristan more captivating but loves Samuel. Susanna talks with Isabel too and learns of her affection for Tristan and that she would marry her someday when she comes to age. As Samuel is reading a week-old paper he learned about a war going on, and that he declares his plan to enlist in the Canadian Expeditionary Force and support Britain in its war against Germany before they can get married. Alfred also wants to enlist, much to their father's anger. Tristan refuses to join but eventually accepts after making a passionate and private promise to Susanna to keep Samuel safe. As Alfred accidentally notices Susanna and Tristan becoming more passionate. Alfred don't seem to like it as Susanna is their younger brother's fiancée, but maybe be more on jealousy. The brothers join the 10th Battalion, CEF during World War I. Alfred, who has been appointed an officer, leads a charge into uncharted territory. Alfred is hurt, and the onslaught leaves many others dead. Tristan discovers Samuel has signed up for a risky reconnaissance mission as he is visiting Alfred in the field hospital. In an effort to shield his sibling, he dashes off but is too late. Tristan, who is inconsolable, embraces Samuel until he passes away, at which point he chops out his brother's heart and sends it back to the ranch to be buried. Tristan alone breaches the German lines avenging his brother's death, bringing them down one at a time. He returns to camp wearing the scalps of German soldiers that somewhat scares his comrades. Alfred returns to Montana. And when he had a time with Susanna, he had confessed his feeling for her the moment he first saw her and that he asked to marry him, but she politely declines. Tristan decides to go home to the delight of everybody. He went to visit Samuel's grave and Susanna joined him and consoled him. Later they found themselves making love. Alfred confronted Tristan about their relationship with Susanna, that he believes that Tristan is not serious on Susanna, that he only seduces her. And both have heated argument. Alfred then moves away out of frustration to establish himself in Helena, and he is quite successful there. Tristan decides to leave Montana to fight away his demons. Susanna expresses her sadness about this and attempts to change his mind to no avail. Susanna then told Tristan to wait for him forever as Tristan fades away. Years passed by as Tristan has went a lot through, and he wrote to Susanna that she don't need to wait for him and that she'll marry somebody else. Alfred has consoled Susanna. William finds them together, which causes him and Alfred to argue. Later, William has a stroke. Years pass while he stays silent, and the property deteriorates. Alfred, who is now a congressman, marries Susanna. Alfred becomes engaged with the O'Banion brothers, bootleggers, and gangsters due to his business and political activities. During Prohibition, Tristan makes a comeback and breathes new life into his father's ranch. He marries Isabel too after falling in love with her. The older of their 2 kids is a boy by the name of Samuel Decker. Tristan starts to engage in small-scale rum running. But this conflicts with the O'Banion brothers' interest. They warn Tristan to stop his rum activity as it's bad for them. Tristan ignored them and the O'Banion brothers decided to take action. Unintentionally, a policeman who works for the O'Banions kills Isabel. Tristan strikes the policeman nearly to death in a fit of rage before being arrested. Tristan declines Susanna's attempts when she visits him, despite her continued feelings for him. After being freed, Tristan and Decker kill the O'Banion brothers and the person who killed Isabel. Meanwhile, Susanna realizes she can't live without Tristan. She kills herself, leaving Alfred so devastated. In an effort to get revenge on Tristan, the last remaining O'Banion brother, the dishonest sheriff, and another police officer pursue him. William and Alfred murder the assailants at the property. Alfred makes peace with his brother and father. Tristan asks Alfred to look after his kids as the family knows that Tristan would probably be held responsible for the deaths. They bury the dead and throw the automobile into the Missouri River later that evening.